We are purpose, meets people, that's Telos, Indigo.
Okay, I'll be pausing at intervals to add people, so just bear with me. Anyways, we're all welcome to the project. For those of us just joining in, let me go back a little so as not to carry everybody. We have not gone too far. We are going to be looking at what a brand is. We're going to be looking at two brand models that we can model our brands after: positioning model and pyramid model. We're also going to be looking at a case study, the the Netflix evolution case study. We're going to be examining how they used these brand models to get to where they are today. We're going to look at brand visibility tools. What are those tools, digital or psychological or technical, that help you achieve your visibility goals as a brand? And then we're also going to be looking at content creation. We're going to be looking at content circulation, your brand portfolio, how to build a portfolio, your websites, and also your CV, your curriculum vitae. And then finally, we'll look at marketing. And then if time permits us, we will go straight to look at how to position our portfolios. I think that's going to be an exciting part. That's going to be like the end of this course, the special package at the end of this course. So those of you who might be in a hurry to leave after the first set of information, don't be in a hurry to leave, because we are going to be dropping an information around we are going to be doing it live here, how to set up your portfolio and all of that. Anyways, you're all welcome once again. So we go straight to the point. I've introduced myself before. Those of you just joining us, you're welcome. So very quickly, what is a brand? Disregard all you see here and just tell me what you think a brand is. You know, when people, like I said before, when people hear the word brand, they tend to think towards a company, like it's a big what they call it. A brand is something that is massive, an association, an organization, and all of that. You know, a brand is iPhone. iPhone is a brand. BlackBerry was a brand. Techno is a brand. That's true. Those are, in a way, they are brands. But you know, when we look at the word brand, a brand is the story that builds a trusted relationship between customer and product. This simple sentence has a whole lot of meaning behind it. It's first of all a story. That is to say, stories come in episodes, and episodes. If this episode is not as interesting as the previous one, I'm not sure I'm going to go for the next one. So it's market psychology. So a brand is a story. First of all, you have to create a story around it. Sorry, let me add somebody. It's a story that builds trusted relationship between the customer and the product. Now let's explain this with examples. You know, if you go to Computer Village to buy an iPhone, and all of a sudden you get enticed by all these guys walking along the road, you know, they'll tell you, I will give you quality and stuff like that, you know, and you, because you want to cut costs, maybe they tell you, it's cheaper here, I will take you to a good place, and you jump around with them. First of all, they sold the story to you and you bought it. And then you got your iPhone. And to be very frank, it looked like an iPhone. You understand? So, and when you go back home, when you are testing it, you now see Android interface. I've seen people lose money like that. And, you know, you get angry. Why are you angry? What you paid for is a phone. You can answer calls, you can send messages, you can do almost everything. But because it's not not what you looked out for, it's not what you had in mind, you get angry. So the brand you went for, the story you wanted to be a part of, you ended up not being a part of it. So a brand is a story that builds trusted relationship between customers and products. Okay, so let's move on. Um, okay, so we're going to be looking at the brand models. Like we said, we want to examine two kinds of brand models. The first one is the brand positioning model. There are ways to set up your brand as a company or as an individual. If you're with me, just say something on the group, just say yeah or something. Let me know that we are together.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So like I was saying, there are models we implement when setting up brands, when coming up with a perception. Uh, First of all, you need to understand brand positioning. That is the model itself, um, where the place that model explains the place where your perceived brand is placed in the minds of humans. So, first of all, you're not branding yourself for yourself. You're not branding yourself just for the show of it. You're branding yourself for a purpose, for business purposes, for status purposes, and all of that. That's why people come up and become influencers. And as an influencer, there's a way they talk. As an influencer, there's a way they take pictures that they used to upload on their social media. Uh, a lot of things affect brand. A lot of things affect brand positioning. So the question is, how do you want people to see you when they think of your brand as a person or your brand as an organization? That is the model called brand positioning. And that model, hold on, let me just push this. Um, just give me a minute, please. Okay, so one word impression. When you look at all of these products, when you look at all of these brands, they are all cars. First of all, let's get that straight. They are all cars. So the function might not necessarily be the brand. The company or the service might not necessarily be the brand. That is why we say the brand is not your service or the niche you are carving out. The brand is the perception that you are creating in people's minds. Okay, so these are all cars. So if I'm to ask us, I think we should just reply this in the chat room. What is the first word that comes to your mind when you hear the car Volvo? What also is the first word that comes to your mind when you hear BMW? Okay, let's start with Volvo so that we go together. Let's start with Volvo. Let me see our charts. Okay, Volvo is a brand. Okay, hold on. They are all brands, right? Okay, somebody says strong. Somebody said Volvo isn't old, man. Let's just let's flow together, guys. We are trying to get a perception. Okay, the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of a brand, they are all brands, right? In a particular niche, they are all brands in the automobile industry. So somebody said Volvo is a strong motor. Okay. Um, okay. So somebody who else is saying? Somebody says it lasts long. It's vintage. Okay. What about BMW? The first thing that you think of when you see BMW? Um, Prestige, good, good. Classy, Swedish automobile. Oh, somebody just googled that one. Anyways, speed. Somebody says speed, good. Okay, what about Tesla? Let's talk about Tesla. What comes to your mind when you see Tesla Motors? Speed, okay. Electric car, not for Nigeria. Okay, awesome. So it goes on and on. Honda has its own perception to you. Mercedes, let's go to Mercedes. What do you think Mercedes stands for when you see, when you hear a Mercedes car? Exquisite, awesome, exquisite. I love that word. Okay, now what about Mitsubishi? Mitsubishi, um, wagon, awesome, awesome. So you see, these brands have their um, immediate perception when you look at them. Okay, let's go straight to what research has shown about those brands. So Volvo shows safety because in the cars in Volvo, almost all parts of the cars, I'm talking of the recent Volvo, not the ancient vintage, has airbags. You get, almost all parts of the cars have airbags. So Volvo, when you look at Volvo, they promote safety. BMW, you look at performance, you think of the car's performance. BMW's adverts are mostly about speed and accuracy and stability and all of that. Tesla is innovation. People are taking, Tesla is going the extra mile to create uh, products of class and worth. And then Honda reliability. So these are uh, possible, according to research, impressions that are created in the minds of many about these brands. Mercedes-Benz, luxury, Mitsubishi, now Lagos boss, our Moldue. So brand positioning answers three questions. You get, brand positioning seeks to answer three questions. You get, so the first question it answers is, what is it? Um, what is your brand about? So this is a question where you, as a brand manager, give a best description about your product. Now, as we're talking of brands, please disregard anything about Dangote or Silverbird. Disregard all those big names. You are the brand we are talking about now. You are the person that we are looking at. What do you think people think of you when you show up? What is your best description? What do you give as a service? Second thing is, what are the benefits? Brand positioning helps answer these questions. What are the benefits that you have to offer? How are these benefits improving your customers' lives? The third thing is um, what is the product personality? So this is an important part of the brand representative. If you step into a place, when people interact with you, what would they have to say about you? Okay, so if you can answer these three questions, you've been able to utilize the model called brand positioning. So let's see how, like I told you, um, we'll be looking at illustrations how Netflix used positioning model to scale. Okay, so Netflix case study. Netflix answered its what is it question very simply. It is a TV and movie subscription service. Okay, very early in Netflix career, they were more of just movie rentals and all of that. So they began to iterate and grow very massively up until they scaled to where they are. So they are, first of all, a TV and movie subscription service. That's a very simple description of Netflix anywhere in the world. What are the benefits? Fast, easy, entertaining, and of great value. You agree with me that we here in Nigeria, we are even trying to patronize Netflix more than the its users in native US. So you see, it's fast. Reasons why its product is going global is because it's fast, it's easy to use, it's entertaining, and it's of great value. I like to hit on easy to use. Easy to use there helps your product to include all the uh, uh, niches available. Let's say you have a product that is best suitable for the young age grade, the category of the youth, because it's a techie product. But if your product can be a lot easy to use, it will the elderly ones will also be able to use your product. So if it's if these are benefits that are encompassed in your product, then it's easy for you to set up this model, set up this brand positioning model. So the third one is, what's the product personality? Netflix is very straightforward. Like I said, it is user friendly and then it is cheap. Imagine renting videos for an amount that at the time Netflix was doing video rentals, it was very expensive. But now you can get the video for yourself for cheaper, I think about from $20 or so. Are we still together? Just say hi on the group, the chat, or yes. I like to see chat so that I know that we are working together. Um, okay, so that's thank you, thank you. So that's the case study that shows a Netflix utilize brand positioning to grow her brand. Okay, so let's look at the pyramid model. This is an interesting model that you know people think it's difficult to execute, but it's really very, very interesting. Um, it starts from the bottom to the top. The bottom is where you're starting your movement, and then the top is the peak of your product. Okay, so you start with the features and attributes. You need to itemize and stress out what makes your product distinguishable. What makes your product unique. You know, and features that would deliver the benefits. So if your product is in the healthcare sector, you want to be talking about features that you use to deliver benefits to people in the healthcare sector. Features like an app. um, just name the tools that are available to build a product, a functional product in your. Okay, so the next one is your product benefits, the functional benefits. You need to ask yourself, what are the benefits these users will gain or will stand to benefit? What did I just say? Benefits they stand to benefit. What are the benefits the users would derive from the use of your product? Why should they stay in your ecosystem? People don't just build one product, they build an ecosystem. So that is somebody who wants to really scale. You build ecosystems that houses different products and services. So why should users stay within the platform? Um, so that's the second layer that you'll be modeling after if you're using the pyramid model. The first layer is to know the features of your product, what are the tools, the services you want to render, or what are the tools you are giving out to get. And then the next layer is the product benefits. What the users will stand to gain from using your product and staying in your ecosystem. Okay, the third layer is emotional benefits. How does it make your users feel? First of all, this is like a marketing pyramid also. You've built the product, you've pitched the product to your users, telling them what they stand to benefit, what they stand to benefit. Let me use this to explain. After explaining this, I'll show you how Netflix moves around using the same model too. And then you are now going to the emotional benefits. After they have tried out what you told them, how did it make them feel? That's like feedback. Okay, I'm recording this part now. Hopefully, it makes a lot of sense. I recorded the first one though. I didn't start as I started the second session. Anyways, let's go ahead. So The brand idea has been sold, the company is making it, the company has created a structure that can reproduce wealth on its own. Do you understand? So if you are going into Netflix as a product designer, you know what you're going to do because it's in line with what the company has filtered from consumer opinions, consumer feedback. They know what the consumer wants. They know how their product is affecting the consumer positively. And then the tip of the pyramid is very important. This is the essence of your brand. You know, the essence of your brand is what drives your positioning. How I choose to look at that tip is how do you intend to dent the universe? That's a smart way to look at that tip. Because if you're building a brand for just your locality, that's good enough. That's a step. If you're building it for your nation, that's also a beautiful step. If you're building it for the coast of Africa, that's giant. And then if you're building it for the world, that's massive. But then again, you need to be able to pinpoint how you intend to affect the world generally. Let's take these two brands for example. Tesla. Tesla started building electric cars. You know, even before now, it was difficult to believe that uh, uh, anything other than horses will carry humans. You know, anything other than horses, anything powered by some sort of fuel will be able to change people's location from one point to another. I read a documentary of one scientist from time past that she's a lady, Sha, and I'm just paraphrasing. So she she was one of the first scientists to build a let me call it a locomotive that was using this kind of fuel, fossil fuel, and all of that. And she was seen as a witch back then. She was banished, you know, stuff like when I saw the documentary, I was amazed. But you know, people came from points like that to build something that really dented the world. So, what is your brand? How is your brand going to affect the world? Not just now, but in the future. Like if you look at iOS and iPhone, you know that if they release something, in fact, you look forward to their next product. The only question or the only thing stopping most of us from having iPhone, me inclusive, is not the fact that I love Android too much. Baba, now the money, if you buy the latest, what they call it, iPhone Pro, is it Pro 11 or something, and use it, your neck will not bend. You understand? So people love the product. People aspire to be. That is a good position to be as a product manager or as a brand model. You need to have people to want to be a part of your product. People should want to be a part of your ecosystem. You get so. I'm not going to be surprised that in the nearest future, people will be able to, as if it's not already happening, on Netflix, people will be able to buy movies for their loved ones or share movies with their loved ones. That's another way to build the ecosystem. I don't know if it's already happening, but possibly that's what I'm thinking. So as a brand person, as a product manager, you have to look out for things that will help your brand stay in shape and stay sustained. So um, this lady said something. She's one of those brand advocates, brand specialists from time past. She said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said. They would also forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel." So once you begin to think of your brand in this light, you know, begin to ask yourself, what is the impression I'm creating in the hearts of people? What is the change that I'm making? What is my brand doing differently that should bring people to it? You know, now let's not look at brand just from the eyes of product. You know, let's look at brand as persons. You know, what influence am I commanding in my sphere? What is my level of influence? How am I reaching out to people? How am I changing lives? Why should people uh, wake up tomorrow and want to look out for something I did online or something I talked about? Why should people want to follow me? That's how to think of yourself as a brand also. So we are going to look at very quickly the brand tools you need to build your brand visibility. We need to have, I don't know if your home network is seizing here. Um, so we are going to look at tools to build. Can you hear me? Is anybody there?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. So there are certain tools to put in place when you want to increase your visibility. So first of all, we now understand what it is when we talk about brand as a person, brand as a product. You need to be able to sell yourself as a person and as a product. So there are tools in content creation and content circulation. Tools that we need in content creation and circulation. Is my voice breaking? Okay, sorry guys. Like I said, the network is really messed up here. Um, so first of all, as someone who has something to offer, as someone who has something to offer, you must be able to promote authenticity. I'm starting from the bottom right now. You must be able to promote authenticity. There's nothing new under the sun, but how we do it, how we, that is the selling point. Somebody is not. Okay, so your brand, in building your brand, you have to be authentic. Forget about how people are doing it so that you want to do what people are doing so that you can get the same result. No. In fact, in brand building, it's isolation that pays a whole lot, because people want to see how some other person is thinking differently. They want to see why you are doing what you're doing, as against why you are going against the flow. Okay, so brand authenticity is very important for brand visibility. Very, very important. For you to stand out, you actually have to be yourself. Be yourself in the niche you have carved out. Okay, infographics are brand content creation tools. Okay, I know we know what infographics are. What we have here is an infographic display of the word content. There's a message is passing out here. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to read an article to know what this is. You don't have to watch a video to know what this is. This is telling you that content is king of the following market, and these are channels to use to share your content. You understand? So, infographics are another way to show your brand. Now, going back to brand authenticity, when you are creating content, you need to, this is where logo comes in. First of all, we understand that I did not talk about logo all this while, talk about the perception. But now you have to put an identity to that perception. That is where the logo comes in. That's where you have CNN, BBC. If you see CNN anywhere, you will not say it's a community of Nigerian something. You will know it's cable. Is it cable network? Waiting. Jesus. So I don't even know. Something cable network. I don't just like them. They are fake news actually. So that's where you add the logo. So brand authenticity involves you including your own logo and all of that. So then infographics, in your infographics, like if you see this, the one here, there's no logo. So this content passes a message, but I don't know who it's coming from. So adding your logo to that infographics helps narrow down the search. It helps, takes you a step in the line, or in the line toward visibility. So if you are climbing a story building and they say at the top of the story building is where visibility is, you have taken the next step when you put a brand logo to your infographics. Also, your articles. Now, I'm going to link this with content authenticity. When you create articles, most of us do copywriting and all of that, but some other people are too lazy to be able to allow their minds think around things. If you see somebody's writing about somebody's opinion about a topic, it's okay to read that opinion, get to understand the opinion. Then when you want to communicate it in your own words. That's what makes you authentic. That's what makes you interesting. Don't mimic or just don't copy word for word per se when you are creating content. When it comes to articles, don't plagiarize. That is why even back then in STEMIT was against plagiarism. You get, so use your own words to coin out the same meaning or a better meaning of a philosophy or a theory, and then brand it. Always remember, brand it. Then the next one is also video creation. Video content creators are people who are making it big time right now because they are not just influencers, they are also marketers. Now, influencers would show you proof and show you how to, and then you follow them, and if it works for you, you stick to them. When you think back on YouTube and you see and you watch a YouTube video, and the next thing that comes to your mind is to click the subscribe button, that is an indirect way, or that is another way of telling you that, Baba, you fancy my work and you would like to see more of me. If I'm telling the truth, just say yes or no. So if you don't like my work and possibly you had subscribed to my work, you will unsubscribe. You get, that's on subscription there is showing you that, man, I don't need this way they talk. I need something better, or we are not in the same line. What's yes or no? Are you asking me or answering me? Chibwe, Abi, Azubike. So video content creators it's easy to create influence using video content creation. You understand? It's much easier to create influence using video content because people these days, they don't even have time to read or to read. Yes, they'd rather watch something very quickly and then process it in the brain, and if it entices them, they plug in. If not, they are off. So you stand better chances to combat visibility from creating videos. Okay, so let's go straight to the next thing. So portfolio, CVs, and websites. This is where you have to be business oriented. This is where you have to be business oriented. Now let's go back. Let's imagine that all of this content creation is in line with your skill. So let's take, for instance, oh my gosh, somebody is just joining us. Let's take, for instance, you create infographic videos. You do graphic designs. That's infographics. You do graphic designs, and you do graphic designs for so many people, so many different companies, and then you have it stored on your flash drive. Just think of that. You have it stored on your flash drive. So if anybody wants to know or learn about what you do, you forward the work to them, right? Okay, so articles too, you have it stored on the websites you write for or wherever you have written and stuff like that. A lot of people are joining. I'm just trying to add two of them. Okay, so also for videos, let's say your skill is video creation. You know how to create videos, maybe wedding videos or explainer videos, cartoons, all of those things. Those are your skills. This is where you will market them in your portfolio and your CV and your website. Like I told you, at the end of this course, I will show us how to set up a portfolio with zero charges. You don't have to spend any money to create a portfolio and all of that. So this is where you store your portfolio. This is like the landing page of your business, of your brand. Why? Because nobody will come here first of all, but they will see your content that you have created. When you send out the content, when you share or you distribute the content, like we said, content creation and circulation. When you distribute the content, people first of all interact with it. That is the topmost part of the funnel. You are getting everybody to interact with it. Now, people that will go down the funnel are those who love the content or can relate to it or want to have something to do with the content. So let's say your content you put out is about video creation, how to create let me make it a very simple one, how to create a banner, a graphic design using something. You put that content out, you talk about something interesting, making it a lot more appealing for your audience, and then they find it interesting. In that content, you are going to try and redirect them to your portfolio. This is where you are selling yourself. You understand? Not necessarily in your article. Not necessarily. You can do just come up with smart ways to redirect your audience, your traffic, your channel audience to your portfolio. This is where business is done. This is where deals are closed. Some people don't know how to fix up CVs up till now. Some people don't know how to fix up cover letters up till now. Man, you have to learn it, because if you have a skill, you must be able to present. That's why when we are finishing school, final year in school, oh my God, 10 minutes more. Let me hurriedly finish this. 10 minutes more. So this is where you're going to redirect people to. We are going to show you how to set this up. If this goes bad again, maybe we'll use some other person's Zoom handle so that it will stay longer. So when you set up your portfolio, you set up your CV, and then you set up your website, which I'm going to show you how to set up your portfolio website for free without any cost. You now have to, like I said, redirect your audience towards conversion. That is where you do marketing. Redirect your audience towards conversion. First of all, what is marketing in this sense? Marketing is you are showing people what you can do. You're showing people the importance of what you can do, and then you are showing them what you have done. So you're showing them what you can do, you're showing them its importance, you're showing them what you have done, you're showing them feedback. That's marketing. And then they will fall when they buy your product or your service, or they buy your idea whatsoever, they are going to funnel down into your website. Funnel down into your website. That's not all. But for you to have people to patronize you and to view you, it's a thought, it's a step in the right direction, because from there you can begin to build what we call an email marketing list, where you gather all of them, you gather every person who finds what you do interesting, and then you begin to give them content at intervals, content that would also be interesting to them. You give them content at intervals. So this is a whole structure on its own to do marketing and all of that. I don't know why Masha cannot enter. I'm trying to enter. And I'm finding him still not entering. His network is bad. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to. I don't necessarily need to show you some persons. Ali Quake, can you please just hold on? I'm about rounding up because of time. So in case there's not enough time, we will just take all the questions on the WhatsApp group. Okay. So portfolio part. Oh my God. Portfolio part. Could you please? Oh, it's more shallow. Anyways, so you can use the Disha pages. Disha pages is the new portfolio manager that is kind of like it's like a site, yes, that can help you communicate with an audience, with a niche, and then you can also direct people to that place to see all about you. So if you go up to when I did my introduction, so you see this page here. This is like a Disha page. What I cropped, this place that shows my name, my contact details and all of that. This is my Disha page. I just set it up, and then I just put a screenshot here to show you what I'm doing. So Digital Pages is one of those portfolio platforms where you can set up, and then you can always share it with your contacts. You can share it with your possible employers or people that need your services to look at what you have done. Or you can, it's a channel to direct people to different parts of things that you have successfully done. Okay, so we also have sites.google.com. Sites.google.com is where you create your online portfolio for free. You can create websites there for free and deploy it. The only thing is you will have long links as your website link, but you can shorten it using bit.ly or any other link shortener. Linktree is a social media manager. It's like where all your social media handles are brought together. If I just send you my Linktree link, you have access to all my social media handles, so that it's easier to get somebody to follow you when you have every of your social handle in a portfolio, in one place. So it's easy to get leads that way. Okay, so Wix.com is one of those platforms where you can create websites and all of that for free. This one will benefit people who are doing businesses. So you can create websites for free, only that you have their link as the people who powered it. That doesn't matter, because you're offering services at a small scale level yet. And then you can get feedback and all of that on your um, mobile device. Okay, so that's basically what it is when we talk about increasing your brand visibility, understanding your brand perception, and then communicating the same to the audience you've been able to gather. And you gather this audience through content creation and content circulation. You create content using platforms. We talked about creating content using videos, articles, infographics, and then you must strengthen your brand authenticity. We talked about portfolio websites. We talked about a whole lot of things in this. Now, if you can build a structure around these things you've heard, you'll be able to see that you have a head start in your product branding and your business. So you can follow me. Just search out my name. You follow me in any of those social medias, and that would be it. I want to show us something. I don't know. I don't think my screen is sharing again. Okay, so let's just ask questions while before we go. Let's ask questions while we have some. I think we still have some time before the time cuts us off. Ask questions about what you heard, what you don't understand, what you think. You can add something to it. It makes a lot of sense. While we're asking questions, I want to show you my Disha page, the one I created recently, although it's not fully created, but the idea is I'm online. I don't have to buy a domain name or own a hosting or stuff like that. I'm already online. And if you click on any of these, to take you to that handle you get, it will take you to my Twitter. It will take you to where I want you to be. So if this is where I'm sharing content, I've taken you there. You understand? So there's a whole lot of things we can achieve. So you can attach a video to your profile. Like this video I attached this video recently, and it links to my YouTube channel. Although I'm just building it. So there are a lot of things we can do. Let me show us the sites.google.com. Like I told us, we'll do some practical. We have just about 1 minute. Now, this is how do you get there? Just go to your Google and search sites.google.com. Takes you to Google Sites. Google Sites is a platform that helps you launch your portfolio very easily. You see, like my portfolio now can be viewed in can be viewed in video web format, what they call it, tab format and phone format. Now I did not spend any money to create all of this. I just so this is the phone format. I just got to this site, get my content, add them into it, and then off I go. So it's very simple. How to use this is simple. Come to the right where you see insert pages and themes. So if you create a new page, the home page, the about page, the project page, all of that, you can add a page here and say maybe I want to say portfolio or job done. I've added another page, job done, and I can add things to it. I can insert a text box. I can insert a text box. I can insert something for images also. A whole lot of things I can do. Just play around with it, set up your sites. Most of the time, you can use the um, templates they have there to set your website up. And then once you have it up, you go to bit.ly and shorten the link to whatever you want to